damn thing, and then plus the rest.
That's right.
You know what it is? It's not travel. That's traveling. It's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what it's like on the I don't know if you want to lift it up. Is that good?
Yeah, no, I think we want to lift it up. How do you lift it up, brother?
You gotta make it higher, right?
Don't let the phone fall on the floor. Don't. Oh, you gotta do it from that end? You ain't got the little...
Oh, you ain't got the thing now.
Oh, okay.
Probably make it all the way higher, right?
Yeah. So it's like eye level.
It's on up? Yeah, it's on here.
I gotta bring it.
Start up.
Turn now.
Slam it, right?
I'll fix it. Yeah.
Alright, hey, Shalom. You Hebrew Israelites. As we always do, week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahawah,
BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
We want to give double honor to our prophets and elders of GreatMillStone. They teach us how to do this thing, man. You know, to be out here, whether it be cold, brick cold, you know, or scorching hot, man. You know, I was talking to the brother earlier today about, you know, hey, you know what spirit of the GreatMillStone comes in, man. You know, you come in the spirit of prophecy, man. And GreatMillStone is they're diligent, man. You know, those are the ones that Yahawashi said, you know, to Peter. You grab that out, you know what I'm saying? You know, those are the ones that Yahawashi sent out, man. You know, here it is.
One of them said you was a trip, but the thing is on.
You know, because I was, you know, looking for camp this morning in ER, you know, and I saw IUIC, which they camp probably like every 2 months, if that, the IUIC Dominican Republic. Then you had a brother, you know, I see him out there in DR, man, repping GreatMillStone, man. You know, so hey, man, Lord willing, you stay consistent, as GreatMillStone does, man. You know, we can get picked out for not being consistent. That's what we are, man. You know, because we believe through the Spirit, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, the God of the Bible, has sent us out here, man, to prophesy to you, whether you hear or whether you forbid, man. Right? I'm going to prophecy, so, you know what I'm saying?
You going to prophecy?
Yeah, Revelations 13, you know, Second Esdras.
Okay. Well, I got a quick one, just based on what you were saying. This is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 2. It says, preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
Right, man. So, you see, he did the things that, this is why he was, you know what I'm saying, he was reverenced by Yahawashi himself, man. You know, he did the things that the Lord was pleased with. Therefore, the Lord allowed him to go to the different churches and be a representative of the Lord, man. You know, through his life and the things that he did. But one of the things that the Apostle Paul did, he was diligent, man. You know, he was always out there, man. Whether, you know what I'm saying, catching hell, what's that? You know, catching hell by his own countrymen, he was saying. You know, shipwreck, he was fasting a lot, all that, man.
All
right. He went through it all. You know?
Good. 21 verse 15. So when they had dined, Yahawashi said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He saith unto him, Yea, Lord, Thou knowest that I love thee. He saith unto him, Feed my lamb.
Right, all right, and drop off an opinion, then keep it moving, man. All right, if you really stood behind what you're saying, all right, you gotta prove it, man. How shots if you love me, all right, which a lot of people say they love the Lord, but they don't do anything, all right, pertaining to the scriptures, man. So that's, you know, if you love somebody, beat the shit out of her at the same time, man. You know, she would be like, well, you love me, why you always don't treat me like this, man? You know? So the same thing with Yahawashi and Yahawashi. You love the Lord, which most people don't, you know. They may come by and stop and give their opinions, you know what I'm saying, or, you know, talk because they want to vent. But most people don't love the Lord, man. You know?
Precept. This is James chapter 1, verse 22. Verse 21. It says, Wherefore lay apart all filthiness and superfluity of naughtiness, and receive with meekness the engrafted word, which is able to save your souls.
Right, because when you come into the truth, and when you follow Yahawashi and Yahawashi, you gotta put all you gotta put all your ways to the side, man. You know? This is a book I was reading called Light of the Nations, and the actual you know, the opening chapter was even saying that. Like when you read the Bible, you gotta you can't carry with this Western mentality, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta put yourself in the mindset of Yahawashi and Yahawashi. That's why words are so important. All right? Because words that that the Lord used, all right, you gotta understand, or the words that the prophets used to explain the visions that the Lord was giving him, that was the words that was common in that time, man. You know, but going back into the point, you know, you want to put, you gotta put yourself aside, man, and serve Yahawashi and Yahawashi. You know,
And I say this too, you're talking about love. You know, love is keeping the commandments. And why? Because the scriptures say, love worketh no ill till it's neighbor. So if you truly love someone, you will keep the commandments. You know, that means that if you kept the commandments to the best of your ability, you wouldn't offend. So really, what's love? Love is keeping the commandments of the Most High. That is the true way of showing love. Now, some people like to voice the emotion of love, but that's not the true essence of love. You know, love is having order. Love is the commandments, the statutes of the Most High, so that what? You don't offend your brother.
Yeah. This is John chapter 15, verse 12 and 13. This is my commandment, that ye love one another. As I have loved you, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. No, that's love. Laying down your life for your friends. Really, your friends are those and your brothers in this truth. It ain't the rest of the world. You know, we're not doing what the rest of the world is doing. So we don't care 2/3. We don't weep for no 2/3. The Lord commands us, don't shed no tears for no 2/3. Even Jeremiah was commanded by the Lord. We ain't crying for none of these 2/3. What good is that? The Lord got to use them to destroy them. But we will lay down our life for the brotherhood, which we're supposed to do. That's love. All right?
and for those that haven't woken up yet, because you know, the elect are out there, you know what I'm saying? The elect are, you know, probably still out there, man. That's why the Lord got us out here. Well, the elect are still out there. I can say that, man, because that's why the Lord still, you know, the Lord is still allowing us to push His word out there, man. You know, that's why the Lord still allows, you know, live videos. All right, because you probably, you know, you got the last remnants of the elect waking up, and that's love, man. Going out there, present your body as a living sacrifice. All right, to show the elect, you know what I'm saying, the way, man. Okay.
This is St. John, chapter 14, verse 14. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it. If ye love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray the Father that he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you. He shall, and
we know the Lord, man. This is why we stand behind the words of the Bible, man. You know, again, you can't say you know the Lord, like what's that, Mark 7 and 6. You know, basically, you can't say that you know the Lord and don't do the things you know, that the Lord say do, man. You know, the Lord say don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. The Lord say don't be a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? The Lord say don't defile your temple. You know, the Lord say don't serve these other gods. What our people do faithfully, church, or when they celebrate Thanksgiving, you know, or Christmas, or even their birthday, man. You know, the Lord say don't do these things, but they do it anyway, man. All right.
It says, but ye know him, for he dwelleth with you, and ye shall be in you. And he shall be in you.
Right. We know the Lord, man. We learning the Lord day by day, man. You gotta understand, man, this work, nobody out here is really, a lot of times, either a scoffer, all right, somebody, a scoffer, somebody that don't believe, you know, so you gotta really, hey, this is our personal, this is really how you, your relationship with the Lord, man. How you prove that you really love him, man. You know, and Lord willing, as I'm saying that, Lord willing, we continue to do that, you know.
Christ. It says, verse 18, and I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you, ye yet a little while, and the word seeth me no more.
Right. The Lord is not these comfortless, man. He gave us the understanding of scripture. Because the world has the Bible, all right, but the elect has the understanding of the Bible. You know, and that's way more when you go into that word, my peace I'll leave with you. See that again?
It says, I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. Yet a little while, and the world seeth me no more. But ye see me, because I live, ye shall live also.
Right, man. And obviously, because Yahawashi went away, but we still see him up through the Spirit, man. We still see BaHaSham Yahawashi through the Spirit, man. You know, as prophecies are happening, oh, that's BaHaSham Yahawashi. You see chariots, oh, that's BaHaSham Yahawashi. You know, the scriptures say in Proverbs 25, I believe it's Proverbs 25, speaks about a message from a far country. You know? At least, hey, man, BaHaSham Yahawashi is constantly showing us with us, man. You know?
It says, verse 20, at that day ye shall know that I am in the Father, and ye in me, and I in you. He that hath my commandments and keepeth them, he it is that loveth me. And he that loveth me shall be loved of my Father, and I will love him and will manifest myself to him.
Right, man. So, hey, man, if you love the Lord, you're going to be out there doing this work, man. You're going to be happy about it, man. You know? And Yahawashi is going to manifest us unto the God of the whole world. All right? You got to think about that, man. Yahawashi, you know, is going to vouch for us, you know, being that we show that we love him, man. You know? You know, in scripture, you know, going to the scriptures and camping, that's really the communication of the Spirit, man. You know? You might catch up all throughout the week. The Most High gives you a chance to think, man. Do a lesson, talk to brothers, go out to kin. You know?
I was going to finish up that scripture that I was reading. This is James chapter 1, verse 22. It says, but be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. For if any be a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like unto a man beholding his natural face in a glass.
Right, that's actually more judgment to you, man. You grab Hebrews 10:26. Yeah, that's actually more judgment towards you, man. You know the wrong to choose not to do, man. You know, to what good is it for you? All right, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time, man. You know, Lord willing, we continue to segue into prophecy. Because that's what's happening nowadays, man. Prophecy. You know, upwards of the people. There's countless articles talking about, you know, whole world switching to a digital currency, aka the chip. You know, I just did a lesson yesterday about how China. They were saying how China is really beating America when it comes to you know, changing all their systems into digital currency, man. All right, and if you know anything about China, China is a big export to the rest of the world. So if anybody, you know what I'm saying, if you want to continue to do business with China, which most people will, all right, then they're gonna have to get with the program, man. You know?
Right. This is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 26. For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Yeah, man, and that's why most people's gonna be put to death on it, man. You know, because all around the world there's gonna be no appropriate sins, man. You got brothers got brothers speaking in sign language, man. You know, every language in the world. So there'll be no excuse for why, well, there will be, the Most High's judgment will be justified upon you in that day. You know? So we can go into our second Ezra chapter 9.
This is second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. And it reads, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made.
Right, so to measure the time diligently, like the BaHaSham always goes into, you gotta what? Watch the news, man. Each West itself, man. That's a diligent search, man. The scriptures tell us to be what? Circumspect, meaning looking all around. All right, looking at what's going on in your neighborhood, as well as what's going on around the world, man. You know, you see increased chariot sightings. Guess what? That means Yahawashi is on his way, man. He's closer and closer, man. You know, the Apostle Tahar is bringing out Zechariah every day, man. You know, because that's the curse that goes forth throughout the whole planet of the earth. You know, and that's for your salvation, man. So why would you not want to look at that? You know, look at these prophecies like it's a good fool, you know, which it is for 2/3 of the people. All right, because you know, hey, you're gonna get caught up in it. All right, but for the hopeful light, we're gonna be watching because we know, hey, that these different things bringing our salvation. You know,
It says, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world in which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that it is the Most High, that the Most High spoke of those things from the days that were before thee.
right, man, because now it's really closer than when you believe. You know, because you measure the times as far as maybe, let's say 10, 20 years ago, there might have been uproars of the people in certain places, but now it's all around the world. And it's not only that, these things, like the uproars like in France, all right, it's been going on for what, damn near 2 years, man? You know, so these are consecutive uproars, man. They don't just start and stop, start and stop. Now these things are consecutively happening at the same time, man. You know, forest fires over in Austria. Okay, it's going into the digital system. As far as I think Greece is pushing the digital system. Who else? China, India. You know, so all these things are happening. Therefore, what you should understand that Yahawashi is close. Okay.
This is Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right, the brother getting into prophecies, and he talked about how the uproars don't stop. And they're not stopping because why? There's a wicked ruler, man. You know, precept Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, man. It's not going to stop. And all praises to Yahawah Yahawashi, all right, for sending forth his prophecies, man. You know, because if not, then we asked out. You know, scriptures say there would no flesh be saved. Why would no flesh be saved? Because all of us would be microchipped. We will all be transhumans. We'll all have RFID microchips inside our bodies. You know, that is the agenda of these international bakers, or we call them the 1%, or the Rawchaas. Really, biblically, they're the house of Esau. You know, their goal is to microchip everyone in the planet. And as this brother was bringing up about China, he said he did a video on it, and how China, basically, in order to, you know, do trade with them, eventually, you're going to have digital currency. That's what we headed into. Digital currency. We at the end of the world because Esau, Edom is ruling. Man. You know?
Hey, and also too, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. They just put out in the news recently, the largest animal death in history was just investigated. It happened like 2015, 2016, a mass die-off of birds, and it's because there's pockets of sweltering heat in the waters and the pollution and the toxicity of the waters and things like that. The largest animal die-off in history is happening under Esau's rulership, man.
Esau is the devil, man. We're not just out here saying that he's the devil because we have this image in our mind of this creature with a tail and a pick and a snake's tongue and a pitchfork in his hand. No, we're calling him a liar, man. He's a great deceiver, man. And that's what it is. And right now, Esau is being exposed for who he is. You know, we're in the time of him being revealed, man.
Lebanon the other day, right? 3 days ago, they vandalized the central bank. You know, this uprising of the people. With the nose full of shit. It's Lebanon.
Right, yeah, man, because really that's the main issues, or the main reason why these nations are uprising is because Esau is basically putting the clamp down on that nation. That nation has to put the clamp down on their people, man.
Hey, and just to add to you, that's the sanctions. Sanctions, when another country sanction another country for resources, that is the act of war. You know, the only thing that can come out of that is violence, man, to resolve the issue. And ultimately, to resolve the issue here, which is all this wickedness, is that the Lord destroyed this place with thermonuclear fire and through the fire of the chariots, man. You know, but that's the only thing that's going to ever resolve this wickedness that's going rampant in the earth by this man Esau, man. You know?
Yeah, man. This is Jeremiah 51:6. It says, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every one his souls. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance."
Right, that's not telling us to flee and go into another country. Meaning, get your spirit right with the Heavenly Father so you don't suffer the iniquity, sins that you have committed, man, and the sins of your nation. Right now, we're in the time of seeking the Lord 10 times more while He may be found. You know, because right now, only Yahawashi can sanctify you to be the elect, man. Okay? And if you're not right with the Lord, then that's your ass, man, because it's going to come a time when the economy is going to crash and there's no one in this world that can save you only through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, man.
It's a little more. It says, "Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this."
Be not cut off in her iniquity, man. You know, Israel on the whole, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, so-called, which are the Hebrew Israelites, we suffered great punishment of the Lord, man. And we were cut off as a nation of people. Really, the scriptures tell you in Jeremiah that we were what? Discontinued from our inheritance, man. So now, hey, while the Lord can be found, you're supposed to continue back into that inheritance which was given to you, man. Which Esau, the so-called white man, okay, the Rawchaas, the ones that run this world, they don't want us to have that inheritance. They want to cut us off from being a nation, man. See? Well, go ahead, huh?
Yeah, this little boy says, "For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad."
And this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. This brother started off with 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. The Lord is going to visit this earth in which He made, man. So this is the time when the Lord is going to bring forth His vengeance, man. And scriptures say you don't want to fall in the hands of the Lord, man, because the Heavenly Father is a terrible power, man. Can you read that again, BaHaSham?
It says, Jeremiah 51:7, "Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand."
And Babylon the Great, which means great confusion, is America. It's North America, man. And it's been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. This place has been the kingdom that every other country wanted to be like, man. Every other nation wanted to come here to America to have freedom, man, to make lots of money, man. This place flourished, okay, and this liberty here, okay, that these Edomites established, even though, you know, they have their, their classifications of men, the poor, the rich, the middle class, but either way, this place is allowed you to practice unlimited witchcraft, man. This place was a golden cup. It is a golden cup, man. But guess what? The golden cup is coming to a rust, man. And the Most High is going to melt the golden cup down by the way of thermonuclear fire, man. So go ahead, Right, you know, while the brother get the precept, you know, just continuing on, man. This place gotta go, man. This place it gotta go, man. You know, dealing with society and the ideology of how this people work here is crazy, man. You know? Matter of fact, I'll continue to read what the brother left off in 2nd Esdras 9. It says, 2nd Esdras chapter 9, verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shall thou well understand that the Most High spec of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So that tells us that the Lord spoke of the end from the very beginning. So this is why Esau can't win. You can't win. You have no chance. It's impossible for you to win because the Lord already spoke of the end from the very beginning. So what that means is that we're actually playing out the movie in which the script the Lord wrote. So everything that takes its place is all prophecy, man. And once you understand that, you are confident. You're confident by the spirit and power of Yahawah BaHaSham Yahawashi, because now you know the outcome of the movie. You know what you into. You know what's at stake, what's in front of you, man. You know what you're gonna have to get through, and it draws you closer to the Lord because of the terror that's coming, man. You know, and it's also giving us the power in order to know right and wrong, man, so that now we can truly be gods to these other nations, man. Because without doing all this, because I was saying the other day, not to keep rambling on, just an example, you got Jake coming in his whip, he fly, you know, trying to look fly, trying to feel all dick, you know, and I can read his spirit, you know, he in that worldly spirit that some of us brothers was into, where it's an image. It's an image where you think you this, you walk, you get out the car, you at the gas station, you get out the car, you got to walk like, you know, you think you that dude. And then I was saying to myself, I said, well, that's Jake. But the point is, we on this side, we have to learn to not be like that, because what that is just an image. The Most High gave us the image of who? Yahawashi, man. When we in the kingdom, when we do that, that's going to be in righteousness and well-deserved. Now guys are mimicking and having pride to image themselves as rappers when they're not. When rappers have that lifestyle because they sold their soul, or that's, you know, they unfortunately they made that their life. All right, Satan gave them that life, so they have the money to splurge and to show out. But you got niggas in the hood that carries the image of a rapper, but don't have the finances, the resources, and the toys as a rapper, but he's walking around with the rapper's mentality. Yeah. It's crazy.
What do they call it? A caviar dreams on a bologna diet, on a bologna budget.
Yeah, this is something. I had something real quick. This is Job chapter 9, verse 23. If the sword slays suddenly, he will laugh at the trial of the innocent. You know, and that was going to what the brother was saying, because here it is, we're telling you great destruction is coming. It's going to be hell on this planet Earth. So you should be asking us, well, what can I do to get out of this? You know, what can I do to get out of this destruction? You know, because here it is, going back to what? Diligently watching, man. Because the scourge is going to slay suddenly. People really think, you know what I'm saying, that World War III is going to, you know, it's going to blow over like it did. It's going to blow over like it did back in the year 2000, man. You really want to think that, man. You know, then that's when the Lord going to come back. And the scriptures say, when you come in the second watch and the third watch, he didn't find you watching, man. You know? That's all right.
This Luke chapter 21 verse, and you start at 33. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your minds be overcharged with suffering and drunkenness and cares of this life.
Hey, that's important, man. Having the cares of this life, man. That's a strong, a strong lust, man, to have the cares of this life. Now we human, you know. Unfortunately, we have emotions, we have feelings. You know, we love our family members, you know, and it's a natural thing. But according to this time that we're living in, we're in a time of war, man. We're in a time that you have to gird up your loins and not desire the cares for this world, man. Because when you have the cares of this world, that makes you weak mentally, man, spiritually. But if you don't have the cares of this world, and having the knowledge and understanding of the Lord, it makes you more powerful. Paul said we're more than conquerors through him that love us, man. Because why? You don't have the cares for this world. The world that we care for is the world to come, which is Yahawashi, man.
Hey, like Dragon Ball Z, you know, Vegeta, he a prime example of that. He ain't give a fuck. He just focused on that mission at hand. He didn't care about no family members, no this. He wanted to be a fucking Super Saiyan. He was focused on his mission. So that's what it's about at the end of the day. Like, we got, you know, shit that we got to handle and shit, but we got to be really focused on that mission. That's the main thing. That tunnel vision, how it says in Matthew 6 and 22. You know what I'm saying?
If I can add, that's why the scriptures say, be not entangled with the affairs of this life. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing about something that gets all tangled, it's hard to get out of it. You know, so that's one thing you never want to do. Like, for example, if you have like some headphones or like a charger, you know, that's like a long cord, stuff in your pocket, all of a sudden it gets all wrapped and tied together. You're sitting there trying to get it out and it's taking time. So here it is, while we on this mission, like the brother just mentioned, you know, while we on this path of faith, you don't want to get entangled with the affairs of this life. You know what I'm saying? And one way you get entangled is by caring. You know, and one thing I like to say always, whoever cares most loses. You know, of course you're going to have some care to a certain extent, you know, to those round about you, but it's all about priorities. You don't want to put the affairs of this life before your salvation, before the brotherhood, before the Lord, man. All of that comes first and everything else comes secondary, you know?
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
And that's so true, man. The love of this world, the love of the Father is not in you, man. Because you know what? If you're a lover of this world, you're not going to do the will of the Heavenly Father. You know, the Lord said, my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways, man. So when the Lord going to doing something, he doesn't care what the other people think. What's done is going to be done, man. So having the cares of this world means that you're not going to do the will of the Heavenly Father, man.
Hey, when you check it out, when you love the world, you're going to do the things that please the world. You know, and what pleases the world don't please Yahawah to Rawchaa. Because what does the world love? The world loves wickedness, man. They love to promote adultery. They love slinging crack rock. You know, they love promoting pride and arrogancy. You know, fame. You know, attention. You know, that's everything that goes contrary to the Lord, man. You know?
For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life. You were just talking about that.
That's what caused Eve to go off, man. You know, the lust of the eyes, man. That's what caused Eve to go off. You know, and one thing about the lust of the eyes, you know, what that intentionally breeds is sin. You know, because now, what's that particular sin called? When you want what somebody else has? Covetous. You know, that breeds covetousness, man. You know? And that's wicked.
Wow. And the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever.
Hey, Yahawashi said the fashion of this world shall pass away, man. So what are you going to do then? All the things that you put your mind into in this world and try to achieve, it comes to naught. You know, it's worthless. Matter of fact, Solomon, okay? Solomon even said, man, everything is vanity, man. Everything that's under the sun is vanity because you don't take it with you when you go. And that's why it's important that when Yahawashi come back, he's going to give us the kingdom, man. Everlasting life, you know, bodies that can't die, man. That's beautiful, man. That means you'll be living and truly confident in your living. You know, never missing out on things that you have. living forever. That's beautiful, man. And that's something that people in the world can't see. What's the scripture say? The evidence of things not seen. Not seen. That's right, man. That's where our faith lies, man.
And Wisdom Solomon in the 8th chapter it speaks about how after you go after wisdom, you shall soon be without cares and grief. All right. So with wisdom, now you're at peace within. And then Yahawashi, he'll give you the riches. But like the brother had brought out King Solomon, I was thinking about it. King Solomon, he asked for the wisdom first, all right, because he got the kingdom coming to us, and that's everlasting, all right. So you really want that wisdom first, all right, so you can live it up, you can live it up well, man.
And with wisdom, you can live forever.
Yeah, wisdom you can live forever. With wisdom, you can live forever, man. Yahawashi will have you to be the elite of his everlasting kingdom, man. Just because you ask for wisdom first and riches second, you're gonna get riches beyond your like how we told King David, man. He had basically you would ask how we get it to you, and hey, Most High, thing, I know it's true that the Most High will give you things if it's not that much of a you don't really care about it too much. He will give it to you. Like Solomon didn't really care about the riches, he asked for wisdom. Alright? But because he asked for the wisdom, alright, I'm going to show you that the riches was secondarily, the Most High gave it to you.
Right. If I can add real quick, you know what I'm saying? And that's important because when you check it out with King Solomon asking for wisdom, it showcased that he wasn't selfish. Because he really wanted the wisdom so that he could judge the people righteously. You know what I'm saying? Because Israel is sick. Israel on a whole is out of order. Israel needs guidance. So he asked the Lord for wisdom so he can judge the people properly, man. And when he asked for the wisdom, the Lord put him in a situation to where he had to exercise wisdom based upon whose child was the woman, man. So that was pretty much his first experience in exercising discernment and wisdom, man. It wasn't for himself. It was to actually be able to judge a matter, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, the brother made mention of the word elite. We're going to be the elect. Well, willing, I hope, and us brothers, we all be a part of that elect. I'm going to say the elect is going to be the elite of the elite. Because if the Heavenly Father is the power of the universe, everything that consists within the heavens, man, okay, out in the universe, the Most High is the supreme being and power over all. And the Lord has his son Yahawashi, and the elect is right up under Yahawashi. You're the elite of the universe, man. So I just did a quick, Merriam-Webster definition for elite. And it says a choice part. It says the best of a class. It says, right, the first fruits.
Yeah.
It says the social superior part of society. A group of persons who by virtue of position or education exercise much power or influence. And that's true. The elect have the influence. And they're showing that now because the prophets are influencing, the rest of the elect to come back into the Lord. It says a member of a such elite, that's basically it. Ain't too much. Second Ezra 7:55. This is Second Ezra chapter 7, verse 55. It says, and that the faces of them which have used abstinence shall shine above the stars. Yeah, man. So this is Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 52. And that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life.
This life, you go on for days how this fucking life is weary. This life.
It says,
you can't even, what I'm saying? You might get a few hours of sleep, wake up still tired. It's like weary, man. know? So hey man, this, hey, that's our hope. You know, that's what keeps us going, man. You know.
Hey, that fulfills prophecy. They shall wear out the saints.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, brothers work their ass off just to save up the taxes and shit.
Yeah, it's a lot. It wears terribly because you got to strive to stay in the spirit, man. If you don't work with this, then it's the Qadash, the spirit, Holy Spirit. It won't dwell with you, man. And that's why, you know, with the apostle putting out the decree of 3 shows a week, that's to help brothers to stay in the spirit of the Lord. You know, and that's weary because then you got responsibility with other things, right? You got to work. You know, brothers got to put them hours in for Esau as a slave just to get a penny. You know, then you got a crib and you got children. But the main thing is you got to constantly stay in this work, man. You know? And over time, through time, your body, your flesh is getting old. You start getting infirmities. Hey, it gets weary, man. And then, let alone the devil coming down your back every hour, every second. Then some trouble, tribulation, you know.
Right. Get a fucking car, the shit break down on you. You know, the woman gives you issues. You know, you get sick. It's all types of stuff.
It says, and that the glory of the Most High is kept to defend them which have led a weary life, whereas we have walked in the Most High's wicked ways of all. It
right?
says,
So, you know, knowing that too, that helps, that gives it the balance, man. Like, man, you're going through all this hell, but really you put it on yourself, you know, by walking against the Heavenly Father, man. You know?
and that there should be showed a paradise whose fruit endure forever, wherein is security and medicine, since we should not enter into it.
Yeah, because going into what you were saying earlier about, you know, looking ahead and not things in front of us, and that's basically what Ezra was asking the angel. Like, you know, why are we going through all of this when this world was really made for our sake, man? You know? And, you know, you just can't understand it as you read.
It says, for we have walked in unpleasant places, and that the faces of them which have used abstaineth shall shine above the stars.
Yeah, man, the faces of those which have used abstinence, man, have put off the ways of this world. Abstinence basically going into what? Being abstaining from this place, man. You know, as the scriptures say, when we just read it, be not cut off in her iniquities. You know?
It says, whereas our faces shall be whereas our faces shall be blacker than darkness. For while we live and commit iniquity, we consider not that we should begin to suffer for it after death.
Reincarnation.
Yeah, reincarnation. That's a good one. Yeah.
All right.
Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle, which man that is born upon the earth shall fight.
Right? So you're going to have to fight it whether you like it or not, man. You're going to have to go through it. You know?
That if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. For this is the life whereof Moses spake unto the people while he lived, saying, choose thee life that thou mayest live.
Okay.
Nevertheless, they believe not him, nor yet the prophets after him.
Yeah, man. Anybody believe in us, man? How many people, anybody stand out here and listen to us, man? You probably name one card, look, some niggas right there, man.
Yeah.
Wait, niggas crazy. You know?
It said,
Hey, we went into before. This is the faith that the Yahawashi only gave to his elect. You know? So a lot of times you'll see brothers, you know what I'm saying, maybe it's circled around because it's really just for us anyway, man. Fuck these niggas, man. You know, they're not gonna get it anyway.
it says, nevertheless, they believe not him, nor yet the prophets after him. No, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. I answer. Demons. They're everywhere. Verse 61. Verse 61. That there should not be such heaviness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation.
Right. You know, so
It is.
hey, that's the spirit, man. You see a damn demon, you know, just hey, fucked up in the mind, what you say, you plague of the heart. You know? but hey, it's stuck with madness, man. You know, but hey, this word basically this you know, following Yahawashi and Yahawashi is gonna pay off, man. You know, it don't seem like it now because you got so much help. How you getting that out of it?
It's on 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and 19. If in this life only we have hope in Yahawashi and Mashiach, we are all men most miserable.
Yeah, so you're miserable in this place because your word is going to present you all types of options to go after the flesh, man. You know, nobody's looking after the spiritual man, man. You know, it's all types of temptations, man. That's what makes us like miserable. You know, but it's going to work out in the end if the brother gets ready.
It says,
real quick, people don't want to, like how you said, like the spiritual, people don't want to take the time to tap into that because it's not entertaining to them. You know what I'm saying? Like you got grown people that's literally kids mentally, just because something is not entertaining them. You know what I'm saying? They can't deal with it because they don't have the discipline to buckle themselves down. Man. You know what I'm saying? That's horrible, yo. That's horrible. You see it all day long. No matter if you're 30-something, 40-something, 50-something odd years old, you still acting like fucking kids mentally, man. That's how you know how people is fucking doing because of the way that they think, man. That shit is ridiculous. That shit is bad, yo. When you look at it, then people try to justify themselves. Or you can't tell me, or you can't say this, or you judge me. Like, shut your ass up, man. You sound like I see this shit all day long, bro. You're aggravated, man. It make you not even want to talk to motherfuckers, like, period. Like, you're just an idiot. You know what I mean?
Discipline starts from sacrificing your wants for your needs. You know, it's like an individual. Here it is. They want to heal themselves from having cancer. But here it is. They don't want it to be disciplined with the foods that they eat, man, in order for them to be whole. You know, so when it comes to salvation, that's something that we need. When it comes to having protection from the Heavenly Father, that's something that we need. When people aren't willing to sacrifice their wants and their pleasures in order to receive that particular benefit, man. You know, because they love that temporary pleasure, man. You know, it feels good. You know, but they're not looking at the long haul of the matter. You know?
That's that Esau spirit, man.
Yeah, you know how Jake get locked up and then he get out of jail. So when he get locked up, he say, well, he ain't gonna do no more. He get another chance. And when he get out, he go back to doing what the fuck he doing. Like Jake don't look, like you said, for the long run. They don't look for when that time is suffering. You know? That's why it don't pay for someone to be evil to others doing evil shit. Because guess what? There's gonna be somebody more evil than you, and they're gonna do it to you. You know?
That show you too, like, how people have jumped of the philosophies of Esau so much that they don't have patience enough. Like you said, like, it's only for the moment. Who thinks like that? Esau the devil. Because what he doing? Everything he doing is like right now, right now, right now, right now. All this oil in the earth, you gonna take this shit right now, right now. Fuck the land side, we gonna take this shit right now, right now, right now. And when you look at Jacob, look how long he slaved for his wife. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 14.
They had to do it again.
Yeah, because it was customary for him to marry the older daughter first. So he had to marry the other daughter, you know what I'm saying, to get Rachel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it took him 14 years of slaving. So our people don't have that type of fortitude no more to actually go after, you know what I mean, something that's well worth it, man. He knew that it would be worth it, so he stood the test of time for it, man. That's how you gotta look towards this salvation, man. Yeah, exactly, for a woman. You know what I'm saying? So how much more the kingdom, like, you know what I mean?
Today you can't do that.
Hell no.
Not today.
You don't want to.
So
Exactly.
Crazy ass.
Wait, wrong. As soon as you get in the jam, they out. Fuck out of here.
Problem with Jake want to shine before the grind, man. You know, because really social media really fucked their head up. You know what I'm saying? Social media promotes a false sense of instant gratification, man. You know, so they want to shine before the actual grind. Like they'll see Floyd Mayweather with all of these women, all of these cars, you know, the mansions, living a lifestyle, jet setting, you know, but not really noticing he's been training since he was a kid, you know, to be at that particular greatness, man. You know, while people, he'll go to the club, not drink, sacrificing, you know, he may have been tempted to want to, but he knew he wanted to be champion. You So he was looking at the end game. You know, I'll party with y'all, but guess what? When I leave here, guess what? I'm gonna run 5 miles. As opposed to somebody like Zav Judah or Adrian Broner, you know, having sex with the woman that they met at the club, drinking, you know, being around all of that smoke, you know, and in turn that causes harm and disconditioning for the body, so they're not able to perform when that bout happens. You know, that'd be the significant difference for individuals with just being a good fighter and just being a great fighter, you know?
Because ain't no telling, Floyd spoke about the time when he had no money. And he had to stay with certain people, and he learned from their habits and their problems. And that's how he disciplines himself for the long haul.
Yeah, look what happened to Keith Thurman. You know, he's out shooting craps the night before. It took Adrian Broner to be like, yo, nigga, it took Adrian Broner to be like, yo, nigga, you gotta fight with Manny Pacquiao tomorrow, yo. Like, what are you doing? I gotta
see Adrian Broner knew better than
I felt that pressure that far.
I got a scripture about patience. This is Psalms chapter 37, verse 7. It says, "Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass."
So when you ain't got it, don't worry that this other don't get all how can I say, like, when you ain't got it, and then you see others around you that's not resting in the Lord, and they're showing prosperity, they're getting prosperity by through this world. Fret not, don't get frustrated, don't get antsy to get out there and get it too, just to keep up. If you rest in the Lord, your reward is going to be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 times greater than what they get in a short time. You have to look over your back. You don't have to look over your back either. After you did it.
That's right.
Or the most important thing, nobody can take it from you. If the Heavenly Father give it to you, they can't take it from you.
Yeah, that keeping up with the Joneses, man. That's a demon right there, man. It says, "Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth."
What more do you want? If you inherit the earth, that means you have nations under you. You have whatever they have in their land under you. That's all yours. But you'll be ruling in righteousness, man. Not the way that Esau ruled. Esau had to rape, rob, and steal, man. Everything that he has to have this earth, man. His blessing is the sword.
When you check it out, in order to get to that inheritance, you gotta suffer. That's what patience is all about. The problem with Jake don't want to suffer. Being out here in the cold while snow, it's an indication of suffering on a low level, but it's still a suffering, and that's what Jake don't want. They don't want to suffer. They love to be comfortable. They love to be spoon-fed. They'll live with their mama till they 35 years old if she let them. And one thing about this truth, the Lord is going to move you to be uncomfortable. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That got to be your comfort zone. When you feel like things are going well, that's when you worry. Being a man of the Lord, being a prophet, that's when you tend to worry. Because something is coming. You know what I'm saying?
Everything going smooth. You ain't never catching the L. You gotta think, man. Shit, turn around and just going wrong. Just force an argument. Like, what the fuck going on? Happy, like, I'm too relaxed. It's too good. It's too good. Nah, man. Everybody go? Yeah, have some real quick.
Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against. I started 10. And so I saw the wicked Mary who had come and gone. I started 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
And that's truly is dealing with that situation, with that today. That verse is happening today, because many men wicked men, you know, these heathens, and also 2/3 of Israel are seeking, they're doing a lot of bullshit, and they're getting reward for it, man. And the Lord is not coming down with the whip on them. So they prosper and they get more indulged into what they practice, man, you know, to make gain. And it's all through lies and deceptions, man. It's all through bullshit, man, you know.
I got something now. Psalms 119, starting at verse 7. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in thy law. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. All right, now word afflicted could be to be put down, to be brought to a lower state. So it's good that we are suffering for righteousness' sake, you know? And I'm gonna read that again, Psalms 119 and 71. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. The law of thy mouth is better unto me than thousands of gold and silver. So yeah, we gotta learn how to suffer. You know? It ain't gonna be no easy walk, but you just gotta go through it.
Hey, you know, another thing too, Jake, for the problem, you know, hey, he's suffering, but then he might say, I'm tired of suffering. I'm tired of chilling. I'm tired of chilling. I was like that this week. I'm tired of chilling. Yeah, it was actually a guy that said that shit. I'm tired of chilling. You know, but that's Jake. And then, you know, he be tired of not saying nothing, you know, and bearing that burden, man. And when times when you have to bear your burden, you have to, you know, bear your cross, man. Yeah, that's the same dude that's trying to take abuse. Yeah. Now he out of it. It's tough. It's easier said than done. But these are things that the scriptures tell us we gotta practice, we gotta do. You know, and then the outcome will be more rewarding, and it'll be more joyful. You know, and giving more honor and praise to Yahawah, BaHaSham, Rawchaa. You will see the Lord does his. You will know that the Lord's work is perfect, man. You know.
Jake will come over and be like, all right, so you say you're gonna have the cater, right? How long that's gonna take? Yeah. What? I got one on policy. What? I can go down the street right now, catch a whip right now, put it down, I can put the king in the hill. You know what I'm saying? That's how Jake's mentality is, man. You know what I mean? Like something like the kingdom is far-fetched to them. They can't even imagine that, man. I mean, the scriptures say, I have not seen or ears have heard, but we still have the vision for the kingdom. The scriptures say, where no vision is, there the people feel it. So if you don't even have a vision for it, you can't even run a race to begin with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So,
and that's where the scoffers come in, right? It says, knowing this first, 2 Peter's chapter 3, verse 3, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? Yeah. You know? Damn, it's gonna take that long? You know? They ultimately don't believe that the Lord is gonna come back.
Like, yo, they've been talking about World War III since forever, son. When is it gonna come? What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Shit like that.
They're coming up with the saying it would never happen. They won't let that happen. That can't happen. God won't let it happen. Little they know the Most High, that's what he's pushing for. To say his determination is to gather the nations. You know?
It says, in saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. I'll just keep reading on it. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the waters and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. So really, this all happened before, man. You know, there were scoffers back in the time of Noah. You know, and what happened when that water actually came? Because there was a time where it never even rained before. They had to do that watered all the vegetation on the earth. So they was mocking rain. Look at this nigga, it's gonna rain, like, you know.
Water gonna come out of the sky for real. You hear him? You know, they was, oh man.
You know, Jake, man. Whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished, but the heavens and the earth, which are now in this time, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
Think of that word reserved. The Most High know how to reserve the righteous to salvation, and he know how to reserve the wicked to destruction, man. And that's why the scripture you quote was Ecclesiastes 8 and 11. Sentence against the evil work is not executed speedily. Therefore, the hearts of the sons of men is fully setting them to do evil. You see? Because they're not getting their butt whooped, man. You know? Matter of fact, the Lord said he chastened the ones he loves.
So bring that out.
Oh shit! That means it's cold. Damn phone cold. Damn. Yeah, the phone is cold. Shit. Oh man. She gonna probably have to wrap up. It's been an hour.
Phone's up.
The phone is
It's not charging.
it took the battery life drastically, and now the charge is on, but the charge is on low. And the shit was fully charged, but it's cold. That's why. So through the spirit, try 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
Well, it's an hour.
It's the
So
last at home, yeah.
Hey, Salakia brothers, technical difficulty. We're gonna have to cut it short. Phone acting up because the weather is cold, so brothers
We'll
bring
see.
out more precepts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It went from 7 to 8, so we'll see.
And now the charger, which was a fully charged battery, now it's red. You can see it. So
Oh shit.
it's crazy. It's red now.
Definitely cold. Right?
Yeah.
Fuck up.
But go ahead, let's see in the spirits.
This Hebrews chapter 12, verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
So who the Lord loveth, he chasteneth. So that's why you're not supposed to, when you're suffering, that's chastening. The Lord's chastening when you're suffering. When you get chastised, it's not a delight thing. It's a hardship, man. It's something that where you wish you want to get out of it, man. So when the Lord said he chastened the ones he loves, man, didn't it say also, the scripture say, it pleased him to bruise his own son, man. So that's just let you know how the Heavenly Father is rolling. He's a hard teacher. The Lord, he said it pleased him to bruise his own son, man. So how much more us?
He said, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of the saints.
Because it's all about that trial, and it's all about, you know what I'm saying, like you raising up your child, you know what I'm saying, especially like, you got your firstborn, whatever, because he's supposed to be the young prince coming up underneath you. So it's like, you got to prep him and get him ready. So, you know what I mean, you're going to chastise him, you know what I mean, in a manner that you know that should build him up.
Yeah.
That's all the Lord is doing.
And people have a problem with that. When you're stern with a child, your son could be 5, 6 years old, but you're stern. And other people will see like, why are you so hard on him? He's only 5 years old. I'm raising him to be a man. Well, let him be a boy. Let him be a kid. Well, he was a kid, right? Let him have fun. You don't have to be like that. I hate that shit, man. I used to get that shit all the time. But for a boy, you should be that way.
Because they already get that softer side from the mothers anyway. So that's why the man is there to provide that balance. And the son is always going to realize that. Because I noticed that, like my younger son, I might not be around him and do as much stuff with him as his mother do. But at the end of the day, he still love the hell because he recognized that discipline. And he just said to me the other day, he's like, I love you, Dad. You can save me from anything. Because they look up to you like that, man. Because they know that manly, that's that strength right there. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is that women don't understand when it comes to boys is that they're gonna grow into a manhood. We call it a manhood. It's a thing where a boy, inside of him, he starts to realize that he's a man, that he wants to do manly things. He has a manly attitude coming in him. When he's young and transitioning to that manly state, he's dealing with mixed emotions. So he needs a guide. He needs someone to structure his emotions in order for him to walk right as a man. See, that's why the man is very important. As a matter of fact, the Lord said the tabernacle of the Lord is with men. It's with the men. It's the Yahawah is what? He Prince Power, man. He the Prince of the Power, meaning the sons. Okay? And as Apostle Dubois would say, when it says children, it really means bun. In Hebrew means sons. So the sons of Israel, because it starts with them. So it's all about the men.
Yeah, and that's why you see a regression in society in general. Like, you see now, like, the standard of a man here in Babylon is you're not a man until you're 18. It just goes to show the regression. You're a man according to the scriptures at 12 years old, because you were raised the right man to be a man.
here's the thing about that. You're not a man until you're 18. Well, what they say, yeah, you're not a man until you're 18, but at 18, wait. What is it? Yeah, you can't drink liquor.
But you could go to war. Oh, right.
But you could be a man at 18.
Yeah.
So technically, what they're saying is you're really not a man until you're 21. Because if you're a man, you should be allowed to drink some alcohol.
Right.
You know? But they could go to war at 18, but then you can't drink liquor until you're
Exactly.
21.
That's like
Kill somebody.
Yeah, that's gonna kill somebody, bust head, all type of shit.
Yeah, it's
Some
crazy.
bombs, grenades, but can't drink. That's the dumbest shit ever, man.
That should make you think, put your thinking cap on and say, well, damn, that's another reason why this is Babylon the Great. Great confusion. That's great confusion. Today you got homosexuals, you got transsexuals walking around here and wanting people to treat them as the sex that's in their, treat them as a gender that they want to be treated as, which is only in their imaginary mind. Here it is, I can see that that's a guy. And that woman, well, that guy that's dressed as a woman, he want me to treat him as a woman. He want me to see him as a woman. That is confusing, man. That is confusing.
Yeah.
This is Babylon the Great. That's right, I jump back to this. This is Second Esdras, chapter 7, and I start at 60. It says, nevertheless, they believed not him, nor yet the prophets after him. No, nor me, which have spoken unto them, that there should not be such happiness in their destruction, as shall be joy over them that are persuaded to salvation. I answered then and said, I know, Lord, that the Most High is called merciful, and that he have mercy upon them which are not yet come into the world, and upon those also that turn to his law.
You gotta remember too, this is why also the Lord is patiently waiting to put a stop to this madness, man. You know, because if the apostle been in for 30 years, you've been in for 8. That means the apostle had to be pushing for 22 years before he was able to come into the truth, man. You know, so it's really not about us, man, like the brother Shaw just went into. He asked for, Solomon asked for wisdom, which is beautiful because he was caring for his sheep. You know?
It says, and upon those also that turn to his law, and that he is patient and long suffering those that have sinned as his creatures, and that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needed.
Right, man. So Yahawashi is going to give you where it needed, man. You know, it's the spirit that the Lord had us do this lesson. You know, because, hey, man, brothers going through it right now. You know, but the Most High is going to give you that lesson. He's going to give you that scripture. He's going to give you that spirit to just deal with it, man. You know?
And no, I was going to say, and it shows that our Lord is very merciful, man. You know, the shit that we done did, you know, the Most High could have just, you know, destroyed the whole world again. He destroyed the world the first time by water, and this time he can destroy the whole world by fire. But we understand through his word that he's only going to what? Just make desolation of North America, which is known as Babylon the Great. But there is going to be other places that's going to get destroyed, like Russia. What is it, 1/4, 3/5 of Russia is going to be destroyed? You know? But that shows you the Most High is merciful, man. Compare this destruction of the world compared to destruction of the world with the flood, man. You know? Even though this is going to be, you know, it will be greater because why? The deliverance, you know, all of the things that's going to actually happen. You know, the Yahawashi coming out of the clouds, the whole world seeing them, man. So this is going to be a greater situation, man. You know, even though the Lord destroyed the world with water, man, that just proves the Lord is very merciful, man, and to allow us, brothers, to just be called in this truth. We were called. We hope that we're the chosen, but just being called. The Lord could have chose anybody out here, man. Like, but think about it. He chose you. He called you to do work. You know, that's mercy, man. You know? I continue. It says, Second Esdras chapter 7 and verse 63. And upon those that are turned to his laws, and that he is patient and long suffers those that have sinned as his creatures, and that he is bountiful, for he is ready to give where it needed, and that he is of great mercy, for he multiplieth more and more mercies to them that are patient, that are present, and that are past, and also to them which are to come. For if he shall not multiply his mercies,
Right, because now the Lord is really having more mercy than back in the time of Noah, man. You know, he's actually showing you signs what's happening across the rest of the world, man. You can actually see destruction happening across the world. All right, so why is it far-fetched that it's going to come to this place? No, you don't think like that, man. You don't even they choose not to watch the news because it's too bad for you.
yeah. One person said that. You know, every time I turn the news, they always say something bad. Well, the world is bad because we saw it. You know? It says, for if he shall not multiply his mercies, the world will not continue with them that inherit therein. And he predunneth, for if he did not sow of his goodness, that they which have committed iniquities might be eased of them, and 10,000s part of men should not remain living, and being judged if he should not forgive them that are cured with his word, and put out the multitude of the contentions, there should be very few left pre-adventure and a numberable multitude.
Yeah, man, so his word cleans you up too, man. You know, this is why it's best to get it now, man. You know, this is why it's best to get it now, all right, before it's too late, as it's written of in Isaiah 55:6. You know? Hey, man, so with that, you know, we want to end it off. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, BaHaSham, Yahawashi, BaHaSham, Qadash.
double honors to the apostles and the others of GreatMillStone. Shalom to the elect.
Shalom to you brothers on the comment board.